Hello, I'm County Administrator Taryn Krista. Welcome to County Administrator's Direct Line, our video series on NCTV, where I have the opportunity to communicate directly with you, our residents, about issues affecting you, and can set the record straight on information that sometimes becomes misconstrued or misinterpreted. On this edition, we'll discuss our safety concerns with all aboard Florida's Brightline trains and actions that are taking place in Tallahassee and Washington, D.C. In light of the tragic events involving pedestrians and Brightline trains in the past weeks, I want to assure you that Martin County stands with renewed resolve to protect our citizens, families, and visitors from the same type of unfortunate high-speed train tragedies that happened in our neighboring counties to the south. First, a little background on safety measures. The state of Florida has the authority to regulate high-speed rail. Instead, they have directed local governments to work with the Federal Rail Administration. And to date, the Federal Rail Administration has only established guidelines for high-speed passenger rail. Safety measures can include a 4-quadrant gate to block all lanes of travel. If you look at most railroad crossings, there are only 2 gates or arms. 4 gates help to ensure people cannot cross the tracks with an oncoming train. 2 gates can be used if they are 100 foot long. Concrete medians on each side of the tracks help to prevent cars from going around the gates. Positive train control, a technology designed to preventing train-to-train collisions and derailments caused by excessive train speed. Health monitoring, a system that indicates if an at-grade or street-level crossing warning systems are functioning. These are all common safety measures that are needed to consider the rail tracks a sealed corridor. A sealed corridor is also needed to establish quiet zones so that the train will not blast their horns at every street crossing. We believe these public safety measures should be in place before high-speed trains begin service for the same reason that home and business owners are required to have a CO, or a certificate of occupancy. Before occupying a space, just like a house or a business, there are checks in place to confirm that fire codes, electrical systems, and windstorm protection are all in compliance before people can occupy the structures. We believe the same should be true for high-speed rail. Safety measures must be installed and working before the trains leave the station. An important aspect of this Brightline train is it's proposed to travel through our communities at speeds we have never seen. Northbound passenger trains are expected to slow down from 110 miles per hour to 40 miles per hour as they travel through downtown Stuart because of the sharp curve north of the St. Lucie River Railroad Bridge. This is similar to the situation that caused the recent derailment in Washington. Southbound passenger trains will be accelerating from 40 miles an hour to 110 miles per hour as they travel through downtown Stuart. When the train speed is below 80 miles per hour, sealed corridor improvements that block all lanes of travel are not required. This leaves our residents and visitors open to major safety hazards at street-level crossings. Something that has not been widely discussed is that these passenger trains will be traveling at these speeds at street level through our state parks, neighborhoods, and downtowns. Nowhere else is high-speed passenger rail service speeding through populated areas at street level. Miami has its own passenger rail service. It is elevated. Atlanta has the MARTA system. It is elevated. Chicago is elevated. New York, Boston, and Washington, D.C. are all elevated or underground in a subway system. Otherwise, the traffic in those cities would not move and the residents would face safety issues as a result of the trains. The Tri-Rail system in South Florida is at street level, but is mainly located to the west and is not high speed where people walk, run, and ride bikes. Even Disney World's passenger rail is elevated. Why? Because street-level, high-speed rail in populated areas is just not safe. On the legislative front, this week, county staff, including our Director of Engineering, Terry Rout, and Chief Dan Waters, our Division Chief Emergency Management for Martin County Fire Rescue, participated in a press conference held by Senator Debbie Mayfield, Republican for Melbourne, and Representative Aaron Grahl, who's a Republican for Vero Beach, at the Capitol in Tallahassee, at which they called for their colleagues in the House and Senate to address the need for high-speed rail safety measures. Senator Mayfield has filed Senate Bill 572 that will create the Florida High-Speed Passenger Rail Safety Act, which establishes minimum safety standards for high-speed passenger rail, including the installation of approved safety technology that at a minimum must include positive train control and remote health monitoring. Before operating high-speed passenger rail, a railroad company must also install or realign crossing gates, equipment all automatic public railroad highway grade crossing warning systems with these remote health monitoring technology, and construct and maintain fencing in accordance with the Act. Representative Grahl and co-sponsor Representative Marilyn Magar have filed House Bill 525, which stipulates that a railroad company operating high-speed passenger rail is solely responsible for all rail corridor improvements or upgrades relating to its operation and safety. Neither local governments nor the state will be responsible for any costs associated with the construction and maintenance of necessary improvements unless express consent is given in writing. Our Congressman Brian Mast has called for Brightline to shut down its passenger railroad until its safety flaws are fixed, and has asked the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee for an oversight hearing on high-speed rail safety. Senator Bill Nelson, our senator representing Florida, has called on U.S. Department of Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao to launch an investigation into the safety of higher-speed railroad crossings. Martin County has been at the forefront of doing everything we can to ensure our citizens, our families, and visitors are safe, and our resolve is strengthened by the unified voice of representatives at the state and federal levels. We will continue the fight to protect the well-being of our residents, families, and visitors from the dangers the Brightline trains pose to our communities, and we will continue to protect the health of our natural resources and the quality of life we love from the threats high-speed street-level rail travel poses. If you would like more information on this topic, please visit our website at www.martin.fl.us and then type in All Aboard. I'll see you next time for another edition of County Administrators Direct Line. In the meantime, feel free to reach out to me directly at 772-288-5939. Thanks for watching.